So Dan, what do you think the future of e-commerce and marketing is going to be?
Well, I think we're still stuck with most people are still self-quarantine, right? I think after this, people's behaviors will change. And people thinking about all things will go back to normal, while things will never be normal. Normal is out the window. That's what I see it. So if you think about back then, remember a number of years ago when Target came into Canada, right? When they spent $1.8 billion buying up all the leases of sellers. They spent they thought it's going to be super successful. And what they didn't account for is they spent months renovating all the sellers' location. And during that time, consumers were buying from other places. Locally, we have T&T, we have other supermarkets, we have Walmart. So after they open, guess what? They don't go back. They've developed a new buying behavior. I see the coronavirus, the crisis, did the same thing. So then you think about people staying home. Example, people who always go to events or they always fly to do business. This forces them to use online tools such as Zoom. And now they're like, oh, maybe it ain't so bad. We get shit done without traveling. That's cool, right? And suddenly students are learning, oh, maybe we could save more time. This is great. We don't have to go to school. We could still learn as much from home, right? Before, maybe you've never tried Uber delivery. You've never tried Uber Eat. Well, suddenly you try a couple times, hey, it ain't so bad. It's pretty convenient. So that shifts consumers' behavior. So a lot of money, opportunities would flow online, right? So before, as you know, everything I do is pretty much everything is 100% internet-based, and more so. So what my prediction is, after this is over, there will be two groups of people, okay? The first group would be, finally, they're like, oh my God, finally we're free, we could get out. Like they want to go out and spend money. They want to go back to the malls. They want to travel. So I think in a short period of time, you see entertainment, traveling, like tourism, certain industries would boom. You will see that. However, a lot of the industries would change quite drastically. Let's say you own a restaurant and you go through this hell, okay? And you probably won't conduct business the same way, right? Because you almost, let's say you even make it, but you almost went out of business, right? Now you're like, okay, do I need this big of a place? Maybe I need to downsize a bit. If I'm still gonna be in the restaurant business, maybe I would build a smaller place, but more like, almost like I wanna say like a food factory that I'm actually supplying lunches and dinners, tap into the Uber network for delivery.
Moving to shadow kitchen.
Yeah, 100% shadow kitchen, right? And in malls, I think people would think about, okay, how do we have different types of things that bring people in? Because people more and more so, this is just my prediction, that malls would turn into more an experience entertaining type complex, right? And the shops won't be as big. Chances are, you look at China, it's already happening. The shop is very small because it's almost like a presentation center. You go in, you see what you like, you try it on, you kind of scan, it gets shipped to you. You don't actually carry anything, right? So then you don't need as much square footage. I think that would change. So that's the first group of people. The second group of people, they would be like, oh my goodness, crisis, I'm totally unprepared. Hong Kong, this is exactly what happens. After the SARS, right, incident, people still wear masks. A big chunk of people, a majority of people still wear masks all these years when they go out because it's a new habit. People are more concerned, right? And I think you would see certain industries like insurance would be booming because people are a little bit more fearful, like, what will happen to my future, right? What would happen to me if something happens to me, would my family be taken care of? So I think that would happen too. So things, I would say it wouldn't be the same. It just wouldn't be the same. And people think, oh, it's gonna go back to normal. No, it's not gonna go back to normal. And events, I could already see, this is maybe a little bit further down in the future, but I could see that let's say trade show business, I could already see someone would develop something where it's almost like a VR that you don't need to go, but you're at home, you're walking through the trade show and you're interacting with the salespeople. If you see something you like, you press and then already ships a sample to you or send you more information that you don't even need to go. The whole thing is actually virtual. There's no menu. The whole thing is done virtually, right? And the vendors are done virtually, right? And then you can have a lot of space, right? I could see that happening. I could see traveling already. You can see a little bit that you have people that maybe they're not comfortable, they don't feel safe to travel, but same thing with a VR. VR is still early, but later when it becomes more realistic, that, hey, what if I have like a little robot thing that follows my direction and just go to places that I want to see? I could see that happening too. Like sounds so like from a movie or something like that, but I do see that happening in the next probably 5-10 years. That's how I would see it. So definitely the money is online, the opportunities are online, and for anyone, like young people, for sure. Like it's not even, not just social media, it's gonna be everything. This simply accelerates the speed in the process. That's how I see it.